It's been a long 4 years.
Well, damn, man, I'm governor. Could you just shut up for a second?
What has Chris Christie done as governor? Cut $1.3 billion from our schools, attacked pensions and health benefits for teachers and public employees, an unprecedented expansion of high-stakes standardized tests, and an all-out assault on public employees, with the worst hits on hard-working teachers and education support professionals.
We need to take on the teachers union once and for all, and we need to decide who is determining our children's future.
Our children's future is at stake, but Chris Christie vetoed a tax on millionaires that would have protected our schools. He vetoed an increase in the minimum wage. He vetoed marriage equality. He even vetoed a bill that would have given due process rights to our education support professionals. Christie has made his position clear. He sees teachers, ESPs, and the NJEA as his enemy.
They are a political thuggery operation.
In a recent speech where he positioned himself as a candidate for president in 2016, Christie promised to, quote, drive a wedge in the union movement, and called the NJEA a bully, and threatened to punch them first. Well, we know who the real bully is, and we need to keep standing up for schools, for teachers, for education support professionals, and for middle-class families. It is critical that we work to defeat Chris Christie and elect Barbara Buono as the next governor of New Jersey. Barbara Buono and Lieutenant Governor candidate Millie Silva share our values.
I'm running for New Jersey. I'm running for all of the union members, for all of the unemployed and the underemployed, for everyone up and down the state of New Jersey who, because of where they live, how much they earn, or whether or not they're a union member, have been told by this governor that you don't belong, that you're just not good enough. Well, you know what, NJEA? This is our time. This is our turn.
Our opponents are strong and well-funded, and it could get worse. Across the country, right-wing corporate interests have sponsored anti-education, anti-union legislation. In state after state, billionaire oil tycoons Charles and David Koch and their special interest friends have spent millions to buy elections and advance their agenda. Wisconsin, 2011. The Koch brothers, working with a Republican-controlled legislature, spent millions to protect anti-education Governor Scott Walker and a legislature that backed his agenda. The result? They took away the right of public sector unions to bargain collectively.
Basically what Scott Walker said is that public sector workers should no longer really have the right to collectively bargain. This is a real attack not only on schools but on the whole public sector.
He started immediately cutting money from public education.
Our pay has been cut. We have to pay more into our pension. We have to pay more into health care.
We took really big hits financially. We've seen increases in things like co-pays in our health insurance. When we go to the doctor, we have to pay more.
I just had a baby about a month ago, and because of the changes that have taken place since our contract had ended on June 30th, I now have a $1,500 hospital bill sitting on the table that I need to pay.
The workday is longer. Class sizes are exploding.
Every year we were forced to cut teachers. It's been awful, and it's forced us as teachers to really do more with less. And that's not really fair to our children that we're trying to teach.
This isn't random. This is a national, organized, Koch brothers, ALEC-supported effort to end us and to end public education.
And the Koch brothers didn't stop with Wisconsin. In December 2012, a campaign funded by the Koch brothers and their corporate allies made Michigan the 24th right-to-work state, effectively destroying collective bargaining rights for all workers in the state. And Indiana's governor caved to right-wing pressure and signed right-to-work legislation, despite promising not to do so. In 2013, right-wing organizations in North Carolina conspired to create a voucher program, slash funds for public schools, and eliminate due process for teachers. A Republican governor and a Republican-controlled legislature made it happen. In Ohio, teachers and other public employees were forced to spend millions to fight a law that took away their right to bargain, ultimately winning the battle against Senate Bill 5. Teachers and education support professionals from these states face a difficult future. and New Jersey is the next target. Just as they have across the country, the billionaire Koch brothers and their allies are poised to spend millions to try and destroy public schools and break unions. David Koch said of Christie, quote, "I'm really impressed and inspired by this man. He is my kind of guy." The Koch stand ready to use their billions to back Christie and his agenda. Fortunately, in New Jersey, a majority of pro-public education legislators in the Senate and Assembly have stood guard against the right-wing agenda of Chris Christie and his corporate friends. The governor wanted to end seniority rights, and the legislature said no. The governor wanted to allow boards to impose contracts, but the legislature said no. The governor wanted to cap public workers' salaries, but the legislature said no. The governor asked for merit pay legislation, but the legislature said no. The governor tried to put a private school voucher program in the budget bill. The legislature said no, and the governor tried to play politics with the Supreme Court, and the Senate refused to confirm his nominees. Can you imagine what would happen if Chris Christie is re-elected and has a majority in the legislature that supports his agenda? It could happen. The election November 5th could determine our future. If Christie is re-elected and the Republicans win just 5 more seats, Governor Christie will control the Senate. And if Christie is re-elected and the Republicans win just 9 more seats, Governor Christie will also control the Assembly. This nightmare scenario must be stopped. The time for action is now.
If there's one lesson from Wisconsin and what's happened is it's your vote counts, and if we can't mobilize and educate our people to vote, then we're going to lose, because we are never going to be able to outspend the Koch brothers and the powers that be.
I would have to say to teachers facing this situation that it is time to get very active in local politics as well as your statewide politics.
If you want to continue to be respected in the workplace, you have to support politicians that support public education.
My greatest advice to teachers in other states is making sure that they educate their families about what's going on and how it's going to affect their students' learning and their students' education.
You can make a statement in your state that will ripple across the nation.
Protecting the things we value requires that we fight to defeat Chris Christie and elect Barbara Buono and Millie Silva. Fight to protect a pro-public education majority in the Senate and in the Assembly. What can you do? Start by going to GardenStateForward.org to get informed and learn more about the issues at stake. Then take action. Be a recruiter. Find at least 10 friends and family members to join the fight for our values by pledging their support and working on behalf of pro-public education candidates. Be a leader. Make sure all of your colleagues are signed up and participating in the Garden State Forward Friends and Family Program. Make them recruiters. Be a volunteer. Join us today at GardenStateForward.org. The Friends and Family tool will allow you to reach out to your neighbors and learn what you can do to win this election and move New Jersey forward. As educators, we care about our children, we care about our communities, and we care about New Jersey's future. We must work together to stop the attack on all New Jersey families. Public education is on the line. This is our fight. This is our time.